Okay, how's it going? This is Paul Duncan here. I am your National Guard recruiter here in Henderson. If you're watching this video, you likely have scheduled an appointment to go over your options with me. If you've already scheduled an appointment with me, this video is going to give you a quick overview of what we do so we can hit the ground running during our meeting. So before we jump into the details, this is what I want you to do. I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper, and as we go through this presentation, take notes and write down any and all of your questions that come to mind. This way, we can make the most out of our time together. At the end of this video, send me a message with your notes and questions so I can better prepare you for our one-on-one talk. So this is going to help us dive into some of the specifics that matter most to you when we meet up, because ultimately my goal is to help you achieve your goals. So if you're just learning about the National Guard and you haven't scheduled an appointment or anything like that, and you just want to learn, this video will give you a good idea of what we're all about. But again, for those of you who have an appointment set, just make sure to do the homework and send me your notes after you watch. All right, let's get ready to make this appointment as productive as possible. Let's get started. So let's kick off with the basics. What is the National Guard? First and foremost, the Guard is the oldest branch of the United States military, founded all the way back in 1936. That's a pretty long history. So yeah, we've been around for a minute. So here's the kicker. We are a part-time service. Everybody who joins the National Guard joins part-time. We're a branch or a component of the United States Army. But here's the twist. We're the only component that serves both the state and the federal government. So this means we're activated by the state during emergencies where the governor of Nevada needs us. But if the feds need backup or for something big like a national crisis, the National Guard can be there for them as well. So we can get called up for all kinds of situations, but primarily our focus is to focus on our state and our community. The great thing and the cool thing about the National Guard is we've got a nationwide presence. There's members across all 50 states, DC, Guam, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. So there's 54 different National Guards. That means if you're in the Guard, you're part of a huge network. And because of that, you have the flexibility to relocate anywhere in the United States without much of a problem. It's called the interstate transfer. So that's pretty solid if you're thinking about moving or taking your career elsewhere down the road. So in short, the National Guard is here for you, ready to step up when needed, but giving you the flexibility to live your life and chase your goals in the meantime. So for this video, we're going to talk specifically about the Nevada Army National Guard because I'm a Nevada Army National Guard recruiter. Let's start off with the time commitment. So for time commitment, if you're worried about, a lot of people don't want to join the military because they're worried about having to sign up for something that takes up all of their time. It's a huge commitment. So as a National Guard recruiter, I'm here to put your mind at ease. Once you get through your initial training, which we're going to talk about later, your service is just one weekend, so 2 days out of every month, and then a 15-day training period for annual training every year. That's it. 39 days of year of service. 39 days is the minimum to collect all the great benefits of what we have going on. Can you do more? Of course, there's always opportunities to do more. We have full-time opportunities, but most of us, we just do the minimum, the 2 days a month, 15 days of training in the summertime. That means while you're in the National Guard, you still have the time and the flexibility to do whatever you want. Continue your education, which is what most young adults do. Continue your education, work full time, even go after those high paying civilian jobs that you're already thinking about. You're not tied down to a full time military career, but you're still serving your community. You're still serving your state and your country, and at the same time, getting all of the benefits. So I always suggest to everyone, start your military career part-time. Start out part-time in the Guard. Then if you decide later that you want to go deeper or closer to full-time, you have options to do that later. You could always transfer into even active duty later if you wanted to. Okay, after you've gone through your application process, which we can talk about once we have our appointment, if this is something you decide to do, you're going to start training with us right away. Before you head off to basic, you're going to go through something called the Recruit Sustainment program, or RSC. It's a prep program designed to get you ready for the physical and mental demands that basic training has. Here's what it looks like. You'll attend that monthly 2-day training, the 2-day training drill sessions, where you start learning basic military skills and getting your fitness assessed. This is your chance to ease into the lifestyle of a soldier, and just instead of just getting thrown into it, like if you if you got active duty. You're going to learn the fundamentals. You're going to get used to the training environment. You're going to start developing the discipline needed that you need for boot camp. When you're going through the RSC, you're going to get paid anywhere between $268 to $317 per drill weekend, depending on your rank. Most of my recruits will be an E3 within a couple months, so let's just go with $317 per drill weekend. So not only are you preparing for the big Army training, but you're also getting paid part-time while you do it. We're the only branch of service that actually has this program. Okay. Let's see. So now we're talking about the fun part: basic training and AIT, advanced individual training. So basic training is a 10-week crash course in everything that you need to know about being an Army soldier. This is where you're going to learn the essential skills: discipline, teamwork, get your body in shape, all those things. The whole experience is about building you up mentally and physically. It's a one giant teamwork building activity. You're going to be ready for anything after boot camp. While you're in boot camp or basic, you're on active duty status. So if you're an E3, you're going to be making about $2,300 a month. Also, all of your living expenses are covered. So you're stacking cash the entire time while you're learning how to be a soldier. You're stacking that money. Next up is AIT. That's where you get the hands-on training for your specific job in the National Guard, whatever specific job that you choose. Whether it's something like being a medic, a mechanic, IT specialist, even a cook, that's AIT is where you're going to learn those skills that directly translate into what you're going to be doing those 2 days a month. So even if it doesn't match your full-time career choice, a lot of people just look at their job in the National Guard as a hobby because you're doing it 2 days a month. A lot of the jobs that you train for can set you up for great paying civilian jobs as well down the road. But most people just look at the MOSs and the job skills as a hobby while pursuing their full-time passions. Literally, I have recruits that are doctors here in Vegas, and they're a cook for the National Guard. I have firefighters working here in Henderson that are serving in the National Guard as a mechanic. I can give you tons of examples. Anyway, AIT typically lasts for about 6 weeks or more, depending on the skill that you choose. And same deal, you're getting paid active duty training while you're there. So about $2,300 per month is what you're going to be saving. So most new recruits between basic and AIT, they'll save about $11,000 while they're gone. Not a bad way to dive into your college or whatever career you're going to go into after that. So once you get done with that training path, that's when you come back and you're working 2 days a month. Most of the people watching this video are going to be planning on going to college. So let's talk about college. If you choose to go to a full-time college, this is the way it looks. This is how the National Guard can seriously help you make bank while you're in college. First of all, you get 100% of your tuition exempt, meaning you do not pay tuition for as long as you're in the National Guard. Nothing. On top of that tuition being waived, if you're a full-time student, you get the GI Bill, which is $466 a month. That can help cover your other living expenses while you're hitting the books. And if you score over a 50 on the ASVAB, you also get another $350 a month, which is called the GI Bill Kicker. So if you get both of those combined, that's another $816 on top of your tuition being waived. So all that money, that $816 a month, that all goes in your pocket. And also don't forget that you're still getting drill pay. So that's another $317 for those 2 days a month. And that amount will also go up as you gain rank, of course. So if you're a full-time student, you're looking at about $1,100 a month while you're in school. And if you're really liking this Army thing and you want to dive into some leadership stuff, we could also talk about ROTC programs and other programs where you can make even more cash and more scholarships. But everything I'm talking about here right now is the absolute minimums. We can dive more into all that stuff over the phone or on our appointment. So just imagine this: graduating debt-free with money in your pocket instead of drowning in student loans. If after this you still don't want to go to college and college isn't for you, just keep in mind that I'm talking about college here because that's the way you can make the most money. But if you're looking to go to a trade school, we can also cover pretty much any trade school as well. Just ask me about that when we talk as well. All right. I'm not gonna go into all these. Let's be real. Everybody knows that the military comes with great federal benefits. Everything you see listed here is federal benefits. So I'm not gonna dive deep into each one, but here's just a quick list: health insurance, life insurance, federal retirement plan. We have people who are retiring as early as 37, and now with the new blended retirement program, you could potentially retire even earlier. Space age travel, you can fly a military aircraft for free or cheap. VA home loan, buy a house with no money down. Military discounts, access to military installations. All these are just additional benefits. If you're curious about any of these specifically, write it down and we'll chat about it. Basic requirements. Let's talk about basic requirements really quick. To join the National Guard, it's pretty straightforward for the most part. There is an application process, and we can go over that when we talk. But basic requirements: age 17 to 34, high school juniors and seniors that are on track to graduate, or if you already have your high school diploma, you can join as well. You have to pass a medical exam. You can't have any major legal issues. Sometimes waivers are available, but you have to have a pretty clean criminal background check. You have to be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. And then, yes, you're also going to need to pass a drug test. Now, if you're worried about that, just be real with me and have a conversation with me about it. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to help. I really don't care. I'll guide you through what it takes to get you clean and ready to pass that test. So let's just make sure everything is squared away so you're set for success. If you have questions about any of these specific requirements, then let me know. If you check these boxes, you should be pretty much good to go. There's some more things that we'll talk about specifically, but if you have questions about anything specific, write it down and we'll cover it when we talk. Let's see. That's pretty much it. So here's what I need you to do next. If we have an appointment scheduled, take a few minutes, write down all your notes, all your questions that you got during this overview. Be as specific as you can. This appointment that we're about to have on the phone. This is your time to clarify anything that you're curious or unsure of. Once you get your notes ready, send them my way so I can prep for our appointment, and I can make sure that we're covering everything that's important to you. Remember, this is about helping you make the best decision for your future. My goal is to learn more about your goals, help you figure out how we can accomplish them together, and then go from there. I'm looking forward to having our chat. Talk to you later.